So I'm going to invite onto the show now one of my favourite human beings on the planet, can I just say, especially right now, Mr. Loophole himself, Nick Freeman. Nick, I don't know what you think about the 20 mile per hour zones. I despise them for obvious reasons. But I do think that on some level, I find them almost dangerous, because it's quite hard to regulate your speed when it's that sort of, the margins are that small and the speed's that low. And especially when you're sort of driving around in a built-up area and making sure that, I don't know, Uber drivers aren't crashing into you and, delivery drivers aren't driving over your bonnet and kids aren't running out into the road. And I creep along in congestion most of the time, where even reaching 15 miles per hour feels like a bonus. And yet somehow, I'm caught, and they're going to roll out more of these things.
Well, what they've done is they've given the local councils, who are really cash-strapped at the moment, free rein to do what they want with 20 mile an hour speed limits. And as you say, I mean, obviously they need the money, so we know now that there's going to be a blanket unrolling of 20 mile an hour speed limits across the country. So basically, the Tory government very recently changed its tactics. It was desperate for votes. It was too late. And this government have taken the baton over on the war on motorists. And it's appalling, because it's counterintuitive. You're spending more time in your car. You literally feel, I might as well get out and walk. And that, of course, is what they want you to do. But that doesn't really work for busy working lives. People are inclined to fiddle with their phones. They're going so slowly. They're obsessed, as you've rightly indicated, not with what's going, not with spatial awareness, but how fast am I going? And you inevitably sit at 16, 17 and think, I'm safe. It's carbon neutral. The statistics actually show that, obviously, if you hit someone at 30, you're going to cause more injury. But statistically, they're no safer than the 20 mile an hour. There are no more accidents or less accidents. So it really is just a way of getting money from the motorist. It serves absolutely no useful purpose, and it costs the economy billions and billions of pounds. So it just makes no sense. And as far as the mental health of the driver, it's just part of the war on motorists. For me, I can understand if someone says, look, we're concerned about safety about schools, fine. Introduce it on a dynamic basis so that when schools are going to school and when they're coming home, you have it for a temporary period at that time. But just simply to say, well, it's 2 a.m. And there's nothing on the road and I've got to sit at 20 miles an hour. It defies common sense. It defies logic. It defies reason. And that the motorists, by and large, they're responsible. They try and abide by it. And I drive to London regularly, and I know when I come off the M1 and I get onto that Finchley Road, I'm constantly hitting my brakes because the car won't want to sit normally at 20 miles an hour on a slight decline. So cars, the modern gearing of cars, it's not designed for it. And then you have this perverse situation where cyclists who have no speed limit are undertaking and they're overtaking and they're all over the place. And you're looking at a speedometer and you don't want to commit an offence, and God help you if you have to catch a cyclist. So we just need a bit of common sense. We want to make our roads safer. This isn't the right move. What the government are doing is vicariously saying to councils, look, here, we're going to give you a hand. And they have also said that they're going to be behind the finance as well. So there is going to be some investment from central government to support councils and encourage them to introduce this scheme everywhere. As I say, war on motorists, this is where we are at the moment. It makes no sense and the economy is paying dearly for it.
Right, and what I find hateful about this is, like I say, I'm really trying hard to make sure I'm a very good and sensible driver. Not that I was a mental one before. And so I have my sat-nav on all the time and I'm looking at that, where am I going? What's the speed limit? Because when I go up above a certain level where it has the speed limit in the corner, it flashes red if I'm above it, so I see that. I use my limiter. Problem is, my sat-nav hasn't been updated every 5 seconds, so it'll tell me it's a 30 mile per hour road when it isn't. And sometimes you come off a road and you turn round into another road, and before you've even established what speed that is, boom, there's a camera. And I think that, on one hand, the paying the money is, just it's dreadful. They're being used as a cash cow. But what actually ticks me off more is the fact that if I sort of, accidentally just get this wrong, fall into one of these booby traps, because that's what it feels like. It feels like, IEDs dotted all around the blimmin' city of London, that I'm going to end up being told you're a criminal and your licence is being taken off you. While some people, I drive down the road and some people are smoking weed out the window.
Well, and there's no one to stop them. There's no one to police that. Yeah. The drug driving is absolutely, it's rife. And where are the uniformed police officers dealing with it? They don't exist. But you go 25 in a 20 and you will be criminalised. And, somebody like myself, I drive 50,000 miles a year. And you're obsessed, as you say, you have to be obsessed with your speedometer at all times. That doesn't make for good, safe driving. We want to be looking around all the time. It's a natural thing. This is unnatural. As I said, it's counterintuitive. We don't feel comfortable driving at that speed. It's not what cars are about. So it's just that we're a cash cow. That's the way it is at the moment. The government will make what they can until this government are kicked out and a more sensible government are put in place. And they will actually act. Yes, I know we're going to have to wait a few years for that now, aren't we?
I've lost my licence by then. I'll be on a magic carpet.
Well, this government did say... Didn't this government say they were going to get the country going?
Yeah. Yes.
And they're not.
They're not.
They're stagnating the roads. They're stagnating the roads.
I couldn't agree more. It's brilliant having you on, Nick. Thank you so much for talking so much common sense. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to have to pick up the phone to him and ask him for a bit of help in the near future.